6 or 7 under through like 8 holes, and then I was even through like 12 holes. So it was, you know, just, you know, it was driver, just not driving the ball very much, because that was probably the last thing I got to work on really was the driver. So that was probably the thing that was the most sporadic.
Dustin, I just wondered if you could talk about the first time that you met Jack Nicklaus and what was going through your mind the first time that you met Jack.
I think I was here. I'm pretty sure. You know, I think you know, I said hello to him in the locker room, but you know, the first time I saw him, I was like, I think that's Jack Nicklaus. You know, I was kind of thinking to myself, should I go say hey to him or should I not? And then I think he kind of stopped at our table, and you know, I stood up and you know introduced myself. But yeah, I was pretty nervous actually.
Okay.
Dustin, can you take us through exactly how you injured yourself and when you knew it was bad and when you knew you weren't going to be able to play in the Masters?
Well, I hurt my back. I think it was on like Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I can't remember what I did yesterday, so it's kind of hard to remember exactly the day. But you know, I hurt my back just pushing the jet ski. And then when I went to try to play golf the next day, that was when I knew it was injured badly, and you know, I was not going to be able to play.
Steve, first of all, what did you forget to pack?
Belts. I think that's the only thing I forgot, but yeah, all my belts.
And during the time away, were you irritated, amused, or a little bit of both of all these rumors that were circulating around while you were gone?
I just laughed. I mean, it doesn't bother me. People talk all the time, so you know, people make stuff up, especially you know when I'm not out here. I guess they use their imagination a little too much.
You just get back from one injury and you suffer, you're making progress and you suffer another injury. What has your mindset been like and how frustrating has it been for you?
Oh, it was definitely frustrating because you know I had knee surgery and then you know so I rehabbed that and you know really that went really well. So and then you know having a back injury was it was pretty frustrating, but I'm all healthy now. I'm all good. I'm ready to play golf.
What have you learned from the last few months in these 2 injuries?
I don't know. I mean, more or less, you just got to be, you know, kind of careful of stuff you're doing and just kind of pay attention to what you're doing. And, you know, especially as I'm getting older, need to pay a little more attention about activities that I'm doing.
Dustin, with so many of the top guys winning, how much harder is it going to be to make the Ryder Cup team?
I'm just going to play well. You know, if I play good golf for the, you know, from now until they pick us, I'll be on the team.
Dustin, if you could just talk about what it's like coming back now, are you kind of surprised how much has changed on the tour? I mean, you've only been gone a month or 2, and you know, you come back now, and Jason Duffner is kind of ruling the tour right now. Is it kind of weird coming back and seeing all that stuff that went on while you were gone?
Well, no, I mean, Duff, he's been playing some good golf, you know, since late last year, so it's not surprising at all. You know, he's been playing really well, so you know, it's good to see some other guys stepping up and playing well, and you know, I'm just excited to get back out here and play.
Bubba has hopes of playing well. He doesn't quite know what to expect. How about with you, with the way you've seen yourself be able to practice? And I'm not sure if you've had a round out here yet, but what are your expectations for this week?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see after Thursday. But you know, I'm expecting to play well. You know, I've had a a couple weeks of practice and good work. So you know, the golf game's there. You know, I'm swinging well, and you know, short game's pretty good. It's just all depends on the putter, really. You know, if I putt well, then I'm gonna play well. Doug?
Has there ever been a par 5 that you physically could not reach?
I don't know.
No,
Probably not.
probably not.
I mean, there's, I don't know, no, not that I can remember.
When you,
Unless it was into the wind, that was the only.
I'm not counting that. When you were at Olympic, did they have the new tee put in on 16?
No, I played there in the USAM,
Right.
so no. But that was, you still couldn't get there when I played because it was into the wind.
What do you think of that 670?
I mean, all it really does is turn into a short par four. You know, everybody's gonna be laying up and hitting from the same spot, so I don't really like it.
You're one of the, I mean, even for the amateur, you're one of the few guys who've seen Olympic within the last 14 years. What's your scouting report?
I mean, it's tough. It's gonna be tough, and during the Open too. You know, play tough during the USAM, and you know, I know they've made some changes, but I mean, I think it's a good course, but you're gonna have to. I think they made another change. They turned one into a par four instead of a par five, which is it's gonna be a good opening hole. And then I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing with 17?
Put a bunker in to the right of the green.
Is it a par five?
It's gonna be a 5, yeah.
It's gonna be a 5. See, I think we played as a par 4, so it'd be different. At least, well, you couldn't hit the fairway whenever I played.
What made the course tough?
Well, it's got, from what I remember, small greens, never firm, and then it's kind of hard to hit the fairways out there.
Just because of the slope to them?
Yeah. But it's just, I mean, it's a good course. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's gonna be like any Open. You're gonna have to drive it straight and hit good iron shots.
You see 16 under winning there?
No,
Who beat you?
I have no idea.
You don't remember who beat you?
No. I know I played well in the stroke play, and then I think I lost in the second round.
Do you think the guy who beat you remembers who he beat?
I'm sure. I'm sure he does.
Alex. Hey, Dustin, you talked about it. If you play well, then you get on the Ryder Cup team. And in your mind, what does that mean? What are you going to have to do?
Just have to play good golf. I mean, I probably, you know, wouldn't hurt if I won a tournament between now and then. That would definitely help. But, you know, I'm just gonna have to, you know, get contention a few times and, you know, have some good high finishes and, you know, play good in the U.S. Open and the PGA.
Is the Ryder Cup important enough for you to lobby for?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to me. I want to play. You know, I think I'll be a good asset for the team, and you know, I enjoy playing it. You know, I enjoyed playing over in Wales, and you know, I enjoy the President's Cup team. So, you know, I definitely want to be on the team, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make it. And you know, obviously having a couple months off hurts a little bit, but you know, I still got plenty of time to make the team.
Finish off, Tom. I know you had some questions on the course.
Dustin, can you describe your club selection options on the 12th hole, par 384 yards, and how are they likely to vary depending on wind, those sort of factors?
I mean, 12. I mean, I've hit anywhere between, I think, a pitching wedge and a 5-iron, just depending on the wind. You know, most of the time it plays into the wind, so I'm hitting, you know, 8-iron to probably 6-iron, depending on if it's front left to back right. But you know, if it's blowing pretty hard once or twice, I think I've hit a 5-iron, and then you know, it's blown down a couple of times. I've hit 9-iron or wedge.
And how do you attack the last par 5, the 15th hole, 530 yards? Is it a must birdie? At least a must birdie?
I mean, yeah, you want to birdie that hole because you know, pretty much everybody can get there. But it's, you know, it's not that easy of a birdie hole. But you definitely do want to make a birdie there because you can reach it, and you know, but you got to hit a really good second shot though. You know, if you're going for it to make birdie.
Final question, Kate?
This is the follow on Steve's question. How do you think those rumors got started?
I have no idea.
It doesn't anger you at all that people would spread something like that about you?
Not really. It doesn't bother me.
Hey, Justin, thanks. Good luck this week.
Thanks.